Good day everyone, Complaining Gamer here. I recently made a video called Zelda BotW F Ups with a rather ambiguous thumbnail which didn't really tell the whole story. Well, one of the things I like to do on this channel is explore issues and dive into the details that nobody else does. And when I'm covering these issues, one thing I embrace is my ignorance. I know what I don't know, and when admitting that gives the community a chance to help me out, help you out, and basically educate each other. Now, two of the issues have actually kind of been answered by community members. So I'm going to say thank you to Slowburn and Steampunk for their YouTube comments, which I was also able to look into a bit further myself. So the two issues we're going to explore are the transparency issue, which we looked at, where it would basically drop your FPS in the desert relating to a heatwave effect, as well as the Lanayru wetlands. So let's start with the transparency issue. The comment from Slowburn is the reason for the frame rate drops when looking at transparent objects like trees or heat waves is because of something called overdraw. When you zoom in into the transparent object, you are increasing how much of your screen is going to have to be rendered again because of the transparency. So you should also experience a frame rate drop when you use the zoom feature in a tree, just like in the lava. Now, for me personally, it's great to be able to attach a technical term to the issue we are seeing, because ultimately this can help the people in the know, such as other community members and of course the developers. Now, the difference between the overdraw issue, which is connected to transparency and the heatwave effect, compared to what was happening at the Lanayru wetlands, is the Lanayru wetlands is a very visual issue. The overdraw problem is less invasive in most instances, but you can't really not see what's happening on the wetlands. Now, the uneducated term I used was just spazzing out. That's what it looked like to me. It actually has a technical name. Now, user Steampunk helped us out on this one. It is called ZFighting. So he said that the spazzing out you referred to is actually called ZFighting and is not easily fixed whatsoever. It's not a height map issue. It's a problem that has plagued the games forever. Basically, the distance can't be calculated accurately enough with more processing power, so the engine basically has to guess on a frame by frame basis which object is in front of the other. That's what causes the flickering. Now, with a few Google searches, we can dive a little bit deeper into this. The Wikipedia article on ZFighting is as follows. ZFighting, also called stitching, is a phenomenon in 3D rendering that occurs when two or more primitives have similar or identical values in the Z buffer. It is particularly prevalent with coplanar polygons where two faces occupy essentially the same space with neither in front. Affected pixels are rendered with fragments from one polygon or the other arbitrarily in a manner determined by the precision of the Z buffer. It can also vary as the scene or camera is changed, causing one polygon to win the Z test, then another, and so on. The overall effect is a flickering, noisy rasterization of two polygons which fight to color the screen pixels. This problem is usually caused by limited sub-pixel precision and floating point and fixed point round-off errors. The more Z buffer precision one uses, the less likely it is that ZFighting will be encountered. But for coplanar polygons, the problem is inevitable unless corrective action is taken. So when searching about ZFighting, you can also find images on the topic, and they of course are very similar to what's happening on the Lanayru wetlands. Now, the battle that we're seeing on the Lanayru wetlands is the fight between the land geometry and water, and this can also be witnessed in other areas of the map. Graphic Pack Master Kitty also mentioned additional areas like the Akala Tower and the Hitino Lab, and I'm sure there are more, and he basically said it can be seen in any place where water intersects terrain, but you have to be at a distance. So this is an interesting sort of technical dive into the actual issues that we are witnessing here. Now, the question is the exact solution on a coding level. I don't really know, but I did find it interesting when the community provide additional information to these issues that I don't fully understand. But this is how we progress. As I said, my approach is knowing what I don't know so that hopefully I can learn something new. Now, in the Breath of the Wild F Ups video, I also dived a little bit into the mechanics of FPS++, but I was focusing on what happens when you go above 30 FPS. I also believe that if you go below that, it can have the opposite effect. So maybe some of you have seen videos where Guardians are going absolutely insane. In most cases, that's where the FPS is too low. Remember to participate in the comments section. I see every comment, I read every comment. If it needs a reply, it gets a reply. So always get involved. If you have any kind of technical experience or knowledge, please feel free to throw it out there, because I'm more than happy to learn from it if I can. So thank you for the time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this content, let me know. If you haven't subscribed, but perhaps would like to support the channel, maybe consider doing that. Thank you very much, and I will see you very soon.